lights to come on? Okay. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd. It's the Easton Zoning Board of Appeals. We have a full board here. To my far right, Mr. Timothy McCall, our clerk. To his left is our vice chair, John Curran. To my immediate right, Jeremy Kay. And to my immediate left, Ronald Henberger. I'm Ryan Cook, chair. And Mr. McCall, you want to read the first and only hearing in the public record, please?
Absolutely. Eastern Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 22nd, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Town Hall, Colony Corona Boardroom, 36 Elm Street, Eastern Mass. And the following petition, variance, South Shore Habitat for Humanity, Inc. for property located at 26 Paquonicket Avenue, Eastern Mass. 02356, Assessors Map 10R, Lot 28, for a variance pursuant to Eastern Code Book Chapter 235, zoning 235-16 in Appendix B, to allow zoning relief for the lot size and lot frontage to construct a single-family home. This notice is also available at masspublicnotices.org. Comments. Board of Health, status recommend. They made a comment, home will need a new septic installed, perk test already completed, and we are awaiting design plans. Police Department not applicable. Historical Commission, they've stated complete at March 11th, 2020 public hearing. The Eastern Historical Commission determined the structure at 26 Paquonicket Avenue are not historically significant, and a building inspector may issue a demolition permit. Affordable Housing Trust, status recommend. Comment was following a competitive RFP process in summer 2022, the trust awarded the parcels at 26 Paquonicket Avenue and 10 Morse Road to South Shore Habitat for Humanity to construct affordable ownership housing units suitable for families in 2022. The trust acquired, in 2020, the trust acquired 26 Paquonicket for $235,000 and 10 Morse for $220,000. For the construction of affordable housing, Habitat proposes building one affordable home at 26 Paquonicket and an affordable duplex at 10 Morse. And the trust has offered $70,000, $35,000 per parcel to help defray site development and construction costs. Creating affordable family housing opportunities is a priority of the town and for the trust. DPW not applicable. Building Department recommends. The comment was inspection services has no issue with the proposed project. Environmental planner not applicable. Company didn't comment. Note that property contains wetland resource areas. Any future work clearing of land would require wetland permit. Thank you. Planning and zoning, status recommend. On August 14th, 2023, the Planning and Zoning Board discussed the variance application submitted for 26 Paquonicket Avenue, voted 4-0 to recommend the application. That's all the comments.
Fantastic. All right. Is the applicant ready?
You ready?
All right, come on up.
We good to go?
You're good to go.
Excellent. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Dylan Brown, and my office represents South Shore Habitat for Humanity, Inc., and who is contracted to purchase 26 Paquonicket Avenue from the Town of Easton Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Along with me tonight is Noreen Brown from Habitat for Humanity, who's the Director of Planning and Development. And as was noted in the comments to start the meeting, in response to a request for proposals dated June 20th of last year, the Town of Easton awarded Habitat for Humanity the right to purchase 26 Paquonicket Avenue in order to, number one, remove an existing structure that's currently located on the property, as well as to construct an affordable single-family home thereon. But more importantly, per its agreement with the Town of Easton, the future sale of the home to be constructed on that property is going to be restricted to the sale of qualified first-time home buyers who have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income, and this will be accomplished by placing restriction on the deed to the property upon the sale. 26 Pequannock Avenue is a pre-existing and non-conforming lot because it fails to meet the minimum lot area and frontage requirements required by the Easton zoning bylaw, and specifically in a residential zoning district, section 235-16 requires that a single-family home have a minimum lot size of 40,000 square feet as well as minimum frontage of 150 square feet. However, as noted on the plans here, currently 26 Pequannock Avenue has an area of 25,862 square feet and frontage of only 76.68 square feet along Pequannock Avenue. So therefore, in order to construct the proposed affordable housing, Habitat for Humanity would need to be issued 2-dimensional variances from the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I'm sure this board is familiar. Section 235-54B3, as well as Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, Section 10, allows the Zoning Board of Appeals to grant a variance if it finds and determines that, number one, that there's something unique about the soil, shape, or topography of the lot or land in question that causes the developer to suffer a substantial hardship if it were forced to comply with the requirements of the zoning bylaw and therefore rendering that property completely undevelopable. 2, that the project poses no substantial detriment to the public good, and then 3, that the variance may be granted without a disregard to the intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw. So here again, 26 Pequannock Avenue is a pre-existing non-conforming lot that predates the establishment of the zoning bylaw. Therefore, this property has always been undersized and has never had more than 78 feet of frontage on Pequannock Avenue. But more importantly, if Habitat for Humanity were forced to comply with the dimensional requirements with regards to minimum lot and frontage, it would undoubtedly suffer a substantial hardship because the only manner in which Habitat for Humanity could obtain the frontage and lot size required is by purchasing the abutting parcels to the left and right of it. And that's even if the abutting properties would even be willing to sell those properties to Habitat for Humanity. Those properties are currently owned, they're developed, and they're in use. And therefore, this purchase would place in economic limitations on Habitat for Humanity and its ability to sell this home, hopefully to an affordable family, as well as if Habitat for Humanity could develop a home on this site, it's certainly going to deter any future developer from purchasing this property, developing it, and removing what pretty much constitutes an eyesore for a dilapidated home on that structure to date. And speaking of that dilapidated structure, there's an abandoned home currently located on that site, and that house currently falls drastically short of the setback requirement to the north of 15 yards and 15 feet, and that house is located just 7.2 feet away from the abutting property. However, what Habitat for Humanity is proposing to do is not only remove the current existing structure on that site, but it's also proposing to construct a brand new single-family home and place that home in the center of the parcel. And by placing that home in the center of the parcel, Habitat for Humanity is increasing that side yard setback to 19 feet, fully in compliance with the current Easton zoning bylaw setback requirement, which is currently being violated. So not only is Habitat for Humanity's application removing an eyesore from this community, it's actually placing the property more into compliance with the Easton zoning bylaw by forcing that setback requirement into compliance. And finally, for the board's consideration, the properties surrounding 26 Pequannock Avenue are currently non-conforming. The immediate property abutting is 24 Pequannock Avenue. That has a lot size of 34,846 square feet, which is undersized, and also only has 103 feet of frontage along the roadway. Similarly, an abutting property is 22 Pequannock Avenue. That is currently also undersized at 35,800 square feet and only has 110 feet of frontage along Pequannock Avenue. And therefore, for those reasons, Habitat for Humanity is requesting that it be granted the 2-dimensional variances so that it can begin construction and hopefully sell this home to an affordable family very, very soon. Now, we're here, both here to answer any questions. We have the plans up on the board here, and thank you for your time.
Okay, no one's here from the public, so, Tim, you wanna go first?
I don't know if anyone can answer what Eastern Housing was using it for before. Was it just a place for is it a rental house or?
Housing authority.
Housing
Housing authority
authority.
owned it for rental housing.
Yeah,
They
they owned
sold
it
it to
since
the-
70 something. I saw that online.
Yeah, they sold to the Affordable Housing Trust a couple of years ago.
Right.
It looks like it was sold back in February of 2020, so I think since that time it's been rented.
Yes, yes.
That house is built since what, the late 70s, I believe. Construction.
That's right.
The property report card in here somewhere, I think it was 70s, but
I saw it online of the registered land plan at around 75, so I'm assuming it was built after that.
so I don't have the front of me here.
I drove by it and took a
Mhm.
look at the site. It's been around, so I
Yeah.
don't have any other questions.
My understanding is that it was around the 70s, if not before that.
Okay, great.
Mr. Curran?
I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I don't have any questions, thank you.
Mr. Hamburger?
I don't either.
For me, did the applicant consider remodeling and going up on the existing structure?
No, no. We just considered tearing down and starting over. It's in poor condition inside,
Mhm.
and it probably doesn't even meet code where it is now.
Yeah, and I think by tearing it down and moving it to the center of the lot, you're more in compliance and, exceeding that setback requirement to the 19 feet.
Yeah.
Just places it more in conformity
Sure.
with the lot.
And at that point, they have to follow current zoning, current building code, current stretch code, et cetera, so it'd be, probably cost less to run than the little itty bitty house that's there now.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And actually, on the way over here, I got an email from our engineer stating that the Board of Health approved the septic plan that we had submitted. I think there was a note in there in the comments.
It was.
Yeah.
So that was approved, so we'll be uploading that tomorrow when I get back to the office.
Okay.
To see.
The location of that is here up on the site plan, the leaching field.
That's all I have. All right, anybody wanna make a motion?
Motion to close the hearing?
All right,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Curran. All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
All those opposed? That's 0, that's 5-0. Okay. Anybody, we need to deliberate, do you want to discuss?
I'm in favor of it. I took a look at it. It's been what it's been for almost 50 years. I think it's going to be a net gain in the town, and I'm in favor of it.
So do we wanna, let's step through the variance standard to make sure we're doing our due diligence as well. So, as Mr. Brown had noted, special circumstances relating to soil condition, shape, or topography of such land and structure. So those special circumstances would be, it's very small. It's 78 point something
Right.
foot of frontage, and that really isn't gonna change. And any of us who've been in town a long time understand that all the properties along Quonic have pretty varying frontage and other shape, especially because that's backing up to that old pond it backs up to.
The further they get back, the more digging you have to do.
And then you can't because of wetlands requirements. Okay, so we would say it passes that. Little interpretation would involve substantial hardship, financial otherwise, so they'd have to try and purchase adjoining lots, which would obviously jack up the cost. And of course, that's also assuming that adjoining lots or adjacent lots would want to sell and sell at a reasonable price, which I think that meets that standard and desirable relief may be granted without substantial detriment to the public good. It's currently a single-family home. It's going to remain a single-family home. It's not going to cause undue hardship to the town in terms of traffic, in terms of utility usage, in terms of school usage. So I don't see where it would cause detriment to the public good. Probably getting rid of the house that's in poor condition and putting up a newer one that's going to allow a worthy family to be, well, it doesn't have to be a family, this has to be someone who meets the income requirements to be able to purchase the home. So I personally, I think it meets all the standards for a variance.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. So someone wanna make a motion?
Motion to grant the variance?
Alright, first by Mr. McCall.
Second?
We'll let Mr. Hamburger have the second, so he can get on the board. Okay, all those in favor?
Second meeting.
Aye, all those opposed? Nay, so that's 5-0, so congratulations.
Thank
get
you.
your-
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're all set. And that was the paperwork. Suzanne will take care of the paperwork and, how long does that generally take? 10 to 14 days or so, or is it 21 days?
Well,
There- there's- 'cause there's-
it's
there's the-
simpler, and
right.
then it's 20 days.
Yeah.
But I can reach out to Suzanne once it's filed with the town clerk and we'll let the set short, you'll hear it on.
Very good.
Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Regular business. We have a chance to review the meeting minutes. Anybody wanna, from last month's meeting?
I
Anybody
didn't
have
see any
any
errors or anything.
I would move to approve.
Alright, so Mr. Curran has a motion to approve, Mr.
Second.
McCall is a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, nay, 5-0. And, anybody else have anything else that they wanna bring up?
No?
No? Okay, so entertain a motion to close.
So moved.
There's one. Mr. Curran is a second, all those in favor? 5-0. Thanks, everyone.
Well, Suzanne, thanks for these grinders. Great job.
Yeah, well, I think this, you're doing it.